Hi, and welcome to Parents' Night for the 2020-21 school year. I am Lynn DeWald, and I am your child's Algebra 1 teacher. Thanks so much for taking the time out of your busy day. I don't think anyone has an excess of time right now, and I really appreciate you taking the time to be here with me, even in this really odd setting. This is the slide that I showed your kids. This is the first thing that they saw from me in the classroom, and now it's the first thing that you're seeing from me. That this is my dog, and he's in sunglasses. And who doesn't feel a little bit better seeing a dog in sunglasses? My job on those first days of school, and still even now, is to provide a space where kids feel comfortable to learn. And so I want to do that. I want them to be comfortable with me. I want them to be comfortable to ask me questions and to feel like they can learn and grow when they're with me. With you, I want you to know, and it's not just because there's a dog in a picture there, but I want you to know that I want to make you feel comfortable too. I want you to be able to contact me when you need to and to ask me questions as they come up. This distance learning and distance teaching is new to all of us, but we are not new to education. You've been parents of kids that have made it through elementary school and middle school. And if they can make it through middle school, they can make it through anything. But in high school right now, and I'm not new to this either. Education, that is. This is my 14th year of teaching at Cassius, and I love my job. And I always work to get better at it. But in this time, I'm not starting from the ground level because I already know some things about how kids learn and how I can do that effectively. And now my job is to learn how to change that into this virtual setting or hybrid or whatever we go to during this year. Virtual school. Your kids have been in this for a few weeks, so they probably have a pretty set schedule by now. But I gave them this at the beginning of school so they can see what it looks like. And also I want to give this overview to you. In the light blue where it says period 3 or period 2, your kid is in a double period Algebra 1, which means that I see them for an hour every day, except for Wednesdays. And I love that because during that time, I can support them in their learning. I can support them through Edgenuity, which is the online program that they're learning. I can preview material. I can go back and cover things that they've struggled with, and I can plan activities to meet their needs. On Wednesdays, they are required to do some work, but I can still support them during that time also. Oh, I should say, during that time, I'm willing and ready to support them during office hours. And really, if they email me, send me remind messages, I am always ready and willing. Edgenuity is the program they've been working with. And there are good things and there are bad things about the program. The bad things are anytime you have a computer program trying to teach you, so just a video and there's no interaction, you can't get that question and answer back and forth experience like you would in the classroom. But what the program does do really, really well is make sure that your child masters the concept before going on to the next one. And there's no faking that. So I can see clearly who gets a topic and who doesn't, and how I can support them through that. So I'm thankful for this program because particularly in Algebra 1, because in Algebra 1, it really covers all the bases that it needs to cover in order to prepare them for any future math classes. Oh, I'm sorry. I speak really quickly, by the way. This is not just because I'm on a video right here, but this is just my normal speaking voice. If your kids struggle with this, please tell them to call me out on it. I promise I will repeat things over and over and over again. And in a video, you could just play me at half speed, and that would be like how normal people talk. You noticed probably that my kids are on every slide. That's Caleb. He's 8, almost 9 in November. And that's Ian. He's 4.5. He'll be 5 in January. He's pretty tiny. But you notice they have been on other screens so far. And so on any schedule that I give to your students or any really lots and lots of documents, I have pictures of my kids. And I do this for a couple reasons. One, I have to interact with these documents all the time. So it makes my day better seeing my kids. For your kids, the reason why I have these on here is just because this makes me a little bit more human. This makes me a little bit more relatable. And honestly, my kids are cute, and I'm hoping they bring a little joy to their days. if they feel more comfortable with me as a person, they're going to feel more comfortable asking about math. And that's something that I always, always welcome. Why I'm showing you, and I have an extra slide. My students didn't get this one. Why I'm showing you this slide is because my kids have changed the way that I view education. They've changed the way that I view the world. Caleb is a super quick learner. He picks up new academic concepts really, really quickly. I remember him asking about if 2 minus 1 is 1, what is 1 minus 2? Wouldn't that have to be something under 0? When he was very young, he will ask me hard questions and I can challenge him back in those ways. And I'm always looking for ways for him to learn and to grow. Ian I said he was 4.5. He has Down syndrome. And so I'm saying this not because this diagnosis defines him, but because it is a part of who he is. And in order for him to learn well, I have needed to partner not only with my husband to help me raise him well and us raise him well together and learn that well, but we have had to work with doctors and therapists and other people to figure out how to best meet his needs. You might see your child in one of my children or both, and not because your child has Down syndrome. There's no one in this class that does, or any other identified learning disability. It's because I think Ian has taught me that we can't do this alone. There's always someone else out there that's probably a little better qualified to teach him something, but I'm going to do the best I can and then lean on that person to support me in supporting him. With Caleb, he's going to have struggles that are not so easily identifiable. And it is my job to work with him, to challenge him, but to also see him through those part of his life that are really big deals to him. So really what I'm saying is I'm going to get to know your children because my kids have taught me that each kid is an individual and it's really important to get to know them well. I say with Ian, we celebrate every inch stone rather than milestones. And he's taught me that in life because I've seen him work so hard to get to everything that he has. He runs around like crazy right now, but he had to work hard to sit up, to stand, to hold something while standing, to stand independently, to walk. And there were so many baby steps in between all of those little steps. And the same with his language development. We work every day that he can say mommy clearly and daddy and Caleb, and he can say Caleb without being prompted, but mommy, there's still some prompting. So I know he looks up to his big brother, so I'm okay with that. So I'm saying so much about my kids because they change the way I view the world. And I view your kids as individuals, and I will work with them to make this the best experience possible for them. Just as I want others to want success for my kids, I want success for yours. So I will work and partner with them and with you to help make that possible. This math class, it's a double period, so they're with me twice every day. Ingenuity, virtual learning, all of this is tough. I think I have a reputation for being kind and for being nice, which I appreciate, and I am so thankful for that reputation. And you don't know me, but that's something that I always aspire to be kind. But I don't want to confuse that with this class being easy, because that's not the case. For algebra, this is the first time that some students struggle. Algebra in a virtual environment, for sure, this is going to be a time where kids struggle. And I want to support them through that. Some of the best things in life are hard. And so I want to work with them in their struggles to help support them and figure out how can they best learn. This is my schedule. These are times that I'm available to help. In the fuchsia, you can see from 1:45 to 2:50, or 1:15 to 1:45, 1:15 to 2:15, 1:15 to 1:45. There's 3 different times. I'm available on Google Meet, ready and willing, as kids are just coming in, and they would pop by my Google Meet the same way as they would pop into my classroom to ask a question. I also have an additional time that is not marked on here from 11:45 to 12:15 every day instead of planning. I've been on because I've been finding that kids need a little bit more time to ask questions. So 11:45 to 12:15, I'm also on, and that's an everyday thing. I answer Remind and email often, probably more than I should, not just 2:15 to 2:45, but often. So if you ever have a question or concern, or your child does, they can always message me through either email or Remind. If you would like to be part of the Remind, please do so. You can use this link. So this would take a couple clicks to get there, but this whole presentation is going to be in your son or daughter's Algebra 1 classroom on Google Classroom, and they can show you how to find that. You can click on the link if you have a Remind app through your computer. Or if you have the app, you can use this code, the @GA7G6B, or you can text the number 81010 with that message, the 8 symbol GA7G6B. I would love to have you as a part of that. I give reminder messages to students. I give encouraging messages. Sometimes I just tell them how awesome they are because I think kids need to be reminded of that. And so any of those, if you want to be a part of that, feel free. If you don't want another message coming to you, that is totally acceptable and a fine decision to make too. Just please reach out if you need anything at all. And I'll have my email on the next slide. Before I move on, my husband is on this page. That's Ted. He teaches at Shippensburg Middle School, and he's a great husband and a great dad. But the reason why I'm mentioning him here and in this presentation is because he changes the way that I view education. He is constantly thinking and learning and reading and studying how to be a better teacher. We talk about education probably more than we should in this household, and how we can make it better, how we can make the classroom better, and how we can be part of effecting positive change in the classroom. And so really, if there's something good that's happening in my classroom, it probably is coming as a result of talking to him also. And so I just felt like he needed to be mentioned in this. Here's my email. If you have any questions at all, please email me. If you would take the time to do an additional survey on Google Classroom, it's just asking if you need anything from me, and it updates your contact information too with me. Take the time to do that. But if you do not have that time, I just appreciate that you've spent this long staying with me and watching this so far. I'm excited to teach your kids. They are awesome. And I'm really happy to be a part of their education right now. Thank you for allowing me that opportunity. Have a great night. Thank you so much.